2 of my Lake District trip. This time I'm on my own because the other two have gone back to their place in Yorkshire before they go back to Hampshire. So today I was sort of doing a make it up as you go along type of day. So it's going to be a choice of 2 routes today. So I've got to see how I get on. I was quite tired coming down Lingmell yesterday, but I feel okay at the moment. Recovered overnight. Poor old Nigel, he really struggled down there, and we had to basically nurse him back, but he was okay. Got him a nice pint in the pub just behind me. Right, so today's trip is going to be up. I'm going to go just head off straight up Blacksale to Blacksale Pass, and then when I get there I'm going to decide whether I go left or right. So going left, I'll be going up this mountain called Pillar, and then the option is to carry on over to Scote Fell, on to, I've forgotten the name of the next fell along, and then come down Netherbeck, which is further down the road, and then walk back to the car. Or I'm going to either come back on myself up to Kirk Fell, which is this one here, which should be easier from that because the route up from here is absolutely murderous. I've done that in the past. From Kirkfell down onto that little saddle there, and possibly up Great Gable. We'll see how I feel, and if I do get to the top I'll drop down into Windy Gap, down to Styhead Tile, and down the nice long path back to the Wasdale Head. Or the escape route is down that saddle there. There's a path down, brings me back into Wasdale. So let's see how it goes at the moment. I got quite sunburnt yesterday, so you notice I'm wearing long sleeves and trousers. It's not because it's cold. Well, it is a bit chilly at the moment. It's just to protect my legs from further sunburn, and my arms, because they were a bit stingy last night. Oh, we've got some jets coming. There goes one, look. It's just, that's it. It's quite noisy at the moment. Yeah, that second jet is to just turn, where you saw it turn into the valley, that's where the Blacksale Pass is, up just round the corner there. So that's a good indicator. I hope you saw it anyway. Right, anyway, I better get my rucksack on and get going. This is the Wasdale Head Inn, where Trevor quite kindly bought me my meal last night. I had, guess what, Cumberland sausage, as you saw in the last video, and they had steak. They do a nice pint of Wasdale Ale in here too, which was really nice. Right, I've got to find the track out of here. Yeah, so we've got to turn in here somewhere, behind there. Yeah, finding the track, I'll remember to find a little bridge, and then we're on our track on the way up the beck. Notice I'm using my mobile phone. Now I've got the Ordnance Survey maps which I subscribe to on it, but I always carry a paper map and compass because this could fail at any time, which it nearly did yesterday. It blanked out and I couldn't see any maps on it, and that's how we restart the app, which is not ideal when you're trying to navigate off a mountain. So yeah, always carry a paper map. Right, technical hitch on the camera. As I was walking and concentrating on my phone map, I walked the camera into a tree and it knocked the recorder, the microphone attachment off. So I don't know what you got there. Right, so we're just approaching a little packhorse bridge, really nice, quite photographic though. Might even take a picture of this from the sunny side. So we cross this and then that puts us on the mountain track. It's a bit shadowy this side, but yeah, lovely, isn't it? There's lots of swallows flying around above my head, trying to dive bomb me at the moment. It's getting quite warm now out of the breeze, so I might be overdressed. Right, that way. Back at the Packhorse Bridge, we crossed it and started to go off our way at the path, and yeah, it was the wrong path, so got about 100 or so metres up it before I realised. But yeah, so back over it because the path is on this side of the stream, not the other. Oh well, never mind. just get my mind in gear and see if I can get the navigation right. Should have been paying more attention to the map, as I say. Right, so try not to bash trees again. So this is definitely the right track now. This will take us up towards Wasdale Pass. Right, this is starting to ascend on the track, and yeah, as I thought, there is a little bit of a touch of the oh dears in my legs, as an old friend of mine used to say, but once you get them going and off the steep sections, we'll be fine. But yeah, that's Wasdale Head behind me, and Kirkfell just off to the right. The path up Kirkfell is the gate you can see on the right hand side. That is not a very nice climb. Done it before. The grass section of it just goes up quite a long way. It's quite steep and struggly, and then you hit the scree and then it gets ugly. I think the first time I did it, I actually backed off it and came sliding down the grass slope on my backside. That was when I was up in mid-20s. Oh. That should start flattening out now, but just on a short steep section. Can't find the bloody rope. Right, on with the show. Head for the hills, as they say. I feel overdressed. But see how it goes with all these long clothes. I've got my shorts in my backpack just in case I get too warm, but yeah, it's going to be another hot, warm day. Got plenty of water. I went through nearly 2.5 litres of water yesterday, so I've got that in my rucksack now. Okay, we're just dropping down into Mosedale Beck on the left. Not much water running at the moment. It's been very dry this year, very hot and sticky. You've got New Barrow over to the left and Red Pike just in front of it, with overshadowed by Pillar over there. This could be one of my options later on if I decide to do Pillar, is to go over Red Pike, and when I get to that saddle there's a scramble up, a little crag scramble onto the top of that, which I may have a look at. If I don't feel up to it, I'll just drop down through the little valley the other side. It takes me down to the base of New Barrow, far an easier route and safer route. I've got a walker coming over from Wasdale Pass by the look of it in front of us. I wonder if he stayed at the youth hostel. That is the most remote youth hostel in England. It's the other side of Pillar. It's in a lonely little valley called Wasdale, and it eventually ends up down into Ennerdale. It's part of Ennerdale. But, hello. Right, you've been over at Wasdale, have you?
I've come from Black Pt2 this morning.
Oh right, yeah. So you didn't stay at the youth hostel there?
No. But yeah, plans. I actually need to be home kind of Friday lunchtime.
Yeah.
Back in Southampton.
Yeah, I live in Basingstoke, so
right.
not too far.
So
I've got to go home on Saturday because I've got a dental appointment.
So
I've got Scarfell yesterday, and then I looked at the weather forecast and I went, I think I'll stay a couple of other nights. Anyway, have a good one anyway.
Wish I bought my decent camera now, although with all the weight I'm carrying, it probably... Yeah,
you've got so much. It's the Osprey. I'm quite pleased with that.
Yeah, it is an Osprey. I love the Osprey. Right?
Yeah, that's lovely.
Brilliant.
It's nice and comfy.
Yeah.
Anyway, better get on. Have a good one. In the middle of Mosedale now, with Mosedale Beck below us. We're just passing the back end of New Barrow here with Red Pike over here. If I do take that option, I would end up in this saddle here, and as you can see, it's quite a scramble up. It's quite craggy to get onto the top from there, so I will, if I do get that far, I'll use that option. I shall have a look at that, but I think today, if I do get there, I'll probably just bang off the other side because I'll be probably quite tired by the time I get there. I've still got all that to do. But again, I'll make the decision when I get into Wasdale Pass. It's been, since that last steep climb up into Mosedale, it's been quite easy going. It's not reasonably flat, slightly uphill, but yeah, it's a lot more friendly on the legs, as it were. And yes, I'm just motoring along here. Right, we've climbed out of the easy bit now. I'm starting to ascend around the corner towards Wasdale Pass. Yeah, it's making me breathe a bit heavier now. It's It's still quite a nice path. It's not as loose as yesterday, so it's just a matter of just plodding along really. Getting the view of Scarfell. Just over there. Scarfell Pike is just hidden behind Barrow here, and that's going down towards the dip. Of the other side of that is Burnmore Tarn, which I met a couple of people in the car park. They're going over towards that. The scree's just out of sight behind Barrow here. Okay. Right, so starting to climb up into Wasdale proper now. We've got this little bump to get over, just over there. They've got the lovely little beck coming down, this Mosedale beck. Unfortunately, I tried to do a camera standing up on its own. Bloody thing blew over in the wind and damaged the other lens, so I'm just using this side of the camera today. If I try to do a 360, I'm going to have to take the lens protector off, which I don't like doing, but we'll see how it goes. You've probably got a scratch on my face here. That's where the mark on the lens protector is, but hey ho, you live and learn. Just crossing the little beck, Mosedale beck. I think this is part of Mosedale beck, but it comes out of Wasdale. It's lovely and fresh down there. Fortunately, my boots are waterproof. All done. Let's see a Wasdale Head. Cars glistening away in the car park. Hopefully one of them's still mine. Start to see the fells the other side coming into view. That's the Wasdale fells, which is the way Trevor came over yesterday. I don't know why the sat nav brought him that way, because it's going over hard not pass. Anyway, hopefully they found the right route yesterday on the way back. Onward and upward. You can see my goal just over there. Still a long way up yet. There was 4 in front of me a while ago. They got ahead of me by, well, I stopped to do silly things with the camera back there, but hence damaging it. I'm not going to try that manoeuvre again. If I thought about it, next time I do this sort of thing, I'm going to put a pair of spare lens protectors in my bag, because I'm now trying to concentrate on just one side of the camera at the moment, so it doesn't show the scuff. So yeah, lesson learned, bring spare ones in case you damage them. Well, the top seems quite close. But, my legs are tired, but they're coping. You always feel tired on slopes like this. But once we get to the saddleway, I don't know if you can see the people over there. I'm going to spin around so you don't get that scuff in the way. And we'll go head to the left and go up this peak over here, which is Pillar. That's not the summit. That's a false summit, so it's going to be a bit beyond that. It's not too difficult. It's probably a bit scree-like and a little bit of scrambling, but nothing too arduous. So here we are. We finally reached the top of the Wasdale Pass. I don't know if you can hear me because it's a bit breezy, so it might be a bit muffled mic. Yeah, just at the 1,970 feet here. So I've done a fair bit of climb. I'm going for Pillar, because if you look behind me, that's Great Gable. There is someone going up there, but it looks extremely steep and slippery and loose. I don't fancy that. Pillar's going to be bad enough. I just saw someone flash up there, somebody's reflective gear. But yeah, we're going for Pillar. But first, I'm going to stop for a snackette. Get some energy in. Snackette. What have we got? Be kind, chocolate, chip and cashew. Lovely. I suppose there's a bit of energy in it, keep me going. Not much of a view here, but it's about as sheltered as I can get. I'm not on drugs or anything, but at the moment I'm on a course of antibiotics. I need to take one of these 4 times a day. They're for a toothache problem I've had since October, so I've had it a long time. This is the 4th set of antibiotics I've had. Dentists cannot find anything wrong, anything with my teeth at the moment, but I'll tell you what, there's nothing worse than toothache. These seem to be working. They're taking away the pain, and it seems to be some kind of infection, but they don't know where at the moment. I'm having an exploratory drilling and filling on Sunday. Hopefully it might find something, but I don't. So I don't stand my chances. I don't know. I'm supposed to be having an appointment with a specialist, but the specialist cancelled because we're in the wrong bloody catchment area. So typical, eh? So I've had to endure this since October. Not very nice, but yeah, the antibiotics seem to work. So just keep taking them. And here we go, off up the hill. Our first summit will be Pillar, which is the one just in view over there. Uphill from here, but hopefully for not too far. It's only a little lump on the way to Pillar. I've got a correction to make since I was down in the past just behind me. I kept saying that was the hard route up Great Gable. It isn't. It's actually Kirkfell. Great Gable has just come into view just behind it. Yes, that's amazing what altitude does to your head, isn't it? Yeah, it's Kirkfell, not Great Gable. But I'm sure I'm going up Pillar now. And the last one on this ridge is Pillar. Scotefell, I think, I'm not sure where Steeple is, I think it's just beyond that. And then we've got Haycock, which is the last one, which is the one I couldn't remember back there. I'm going to hopefully make it to Haycock. And then I've got to double back again to find another Beck route off, which is away over there on the other side of this lot. So I've got a way to go yet. It's 12:30 now, so still plenty of time. Once we're on the tops, it's just a slight bimble up and down. But we just got to climb. This is the main climb of the day from the pass. Again, I hope it's easier than it actually looks. It doesn't look too bad from here. It's going to be a slog though. Yeah, you can see behind me, you've got Kirkfell. That peak right over there is Great Gable, which is the highest one on this range, I think. I can't remember. Then you've got Green Gable just beyond that. And in between the gap, that's Windy Gap, which was my optional route down today if I was going that way. And that takes you down to Styhead Tarn. Oh, I can see Burnmore Tarn now, just over there, looking down into Wasdale. And you can see the screes just hidden behind you, Barrow there. Scarfell is now out of sight. You see the end of Wasdale. If you look up a bit, you see Burnmore Tarn. And beyond that is Eskdale. Over those little hills, that's the Eskdale Fell. Interestingly, those 2 jets we saw earlier, hopefully I've got them on video, they flew up this valley, and this is where they turned into, and would have flown right over the crag just above me. So if I was here at that time, they'd be coming up from below me and climbing up towards me and going over that. I'd probably be feeling the heat of that exhaust if they did that now. That would be quite spectacular, but I hear no jets now. Just looking down into the end of Ennerdale now, you can't quite see Blackthorn behind me, but you're looking over to towards the other red pike in that direction. Scarf Gap over to the right. Haystacks is just out of view there. Because there used to be a lot of forest down there. A lot of it's been cut down. There you see the forest road. That forest track is the only way up to the hostel. And it goes for miles in that direction down to Ennerdale. But now we're just on the slope. It's been reasonably easy going up to this point, but now it's going to get hard. Hardy. It's a bit broken up this path, but you're just a bit picky. As long as you follow the well-worn bits. You'll get there. Just keep going uphill. Oh, I found another path. Look, I might go across a bit. That looks more well walked, but it'll probably be in the wind a bit more. Yeah, that looks a better going route. Yeah, it looks a bit better, less picky. Yes, rather picky. Keep losing the track and then picking it up. There's a bit of a track over there. This is a great gable in all its glory behind me now. Going over there. You're going out towards Fleetwith Pike. You just to see it just over there, the little tiny pinnacle haystacks, and you're looking down towards the Honister mines over there. Lovely view. Oh, right, let's pick our way over there. Ooh. My legs seem to have come to since yesterday, so they're not feeling overly tired. Wasdale Pike is now well in view. We're gaining, although it's quite steep and climby, we're gaining height pretty quickly. But you've got to work for it. Bit of a stumble. Tired legs from yesterday, I think. It's lack of control. Should we try that manoeuvre again? Sped up. Whew. What a view! I can see the way ahead of now. Over steeple, Scope Fell. I can see someone way up there on the top. Right, we've just come over the false summit of Pillar, which is called Lockingstead. So saying false summit, if you look in that direction, that's Pillar. At least that will be the highest point we reach today. And then it's basically Bimble over steeple, up to Scope Fell. We're going to drop down the other side and find Netherbeck. And if I feel up to it, I'll go up Haycock and then back to Netherbeck and back down again. And that'll be a good day's walk. I'm feeling okay, despite the tiredness of yesterday. Seem to have recuperated overnight. But I said I'll probably be quite stiff on Saturday. Just come over a false summit. I thought I was nearly at the top, but no, we've still got a little way to go. Got a lovely chasm behind me. I think all this leads down to Pillar Rock or somewhere like that. There is a traverse below me, but I don't know where it is. But yeah, Pillar. Yeah, it's a bit of a slog, but we'll get there. Just spin you around. See where we've come from. Over there. Mosedale still. Scarfells again. Burnmore Tarn in full view now. You just see Harterfell in the distance. Beautiful, isn't it? If it was a little less hazy, I'd probably take some pictures. I've been carrying this camera all the way up and I've not used it yet. It's just a lot of haze in the scenery. Oh, look at that, it's dramatic, isn't it? You don't want to go down that route. I think Pillar Rock is over there somewhere. There's a sort of a scramble on it. I've never tried it. It might be this one actually. There's meant to be a scramble off of it. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that could be it there. Well, here we are, Pillar. Our highest point of the day. Everything, I'm glad to say, is below us. I can see haycock over there. That might be actually high. So I'll make my decision en route. I can see Settlin or Seatlin over there, which is what I was intending to do today, but it would have been quite ambitious. But yeah, it looks lovely. So I've got to head off there over towards Scotefell, and I'll probably end up going down Netherbeck because yeah, haycock looks a bit. Found it. That's at 797, so we are at the highest point here. As I thought we were. Right, it's time for lunch. Nice little shelter here, so at least we can get out of the breeze this time. Lunch. So some oaty thingy with some sugar on it. That'll keep me going. I've just changed the battery in the camera, and I had the same issue I had yesterday. They both seem to be flat, despite charging them all up last night. So yeah, you might be on the mobile phone soon. That is very annoying. I'm going to have to investigate that when I get back. It's a bit of a plateau here, so not the best as an aerial shot. See Winskill over there. I'm just using up the last of my non-existent battery. About 4 people up here, one with a dog. Lunch done, onward and downward. According to my sat nav on my phone, I was at 3,100 feet there, but that's a load of rubbish. It's 897 metres, whatever that is in feet. I'll work it out later, but it's nowhere near above 3,000. There's only 4 peaks above 3,000 feet in the Lake District: Scafell Pike, Skidder and Helvellyn. The rest are below that. Just on the way down from Pillar now, just behind us, looking more or less on the head of Mosedale now, or Wasdale, looking over towards the Scafell. Lovely. Red Pike, Yew Barrow, which is my alternative, got Steeple, and then Scotefell beyond it. That's as far as I'm going to go on this one. I'm going to call it a day on Scotefell, I think, and then drop down Netherbeck. So onwards and downwards, and then upwards again. Hopefully my lunch energy will kick in by then. Should get a nice view of Ennerdale water as we come over this edge here. Issue. No, well, just about see it over my shoulder. Yeah, you've got Scotefell in the way. Yeah, it was a bit of a scramble of that lot. Yeah, there's all hands in there to deck on that one. So no chance for photography. There's a couple of interesting moments. But I think I'm going to bang off now, back down to Mosedale, off down there. You can just see the path. It's a steep scree slope, so it'd be a bit of boot skiing going down there. Might actually get the sticks out to aid me. It's steep, but not for very far, hopefully. And then just drop into the Mosedale. But if I go down there, I'm committed. But otherwise, the intended route is up there. There is a traverse about here. Not going to worry about that. Let's see how it goes. Well, I'm not going to recommend this route to anybody. I've been on my arse and boot skiing most of the way down here, and I've still got a fair bit to go. Bloody hard work. I wish I'd gone the other way now. It is as loose as it can get it. But anyway, I'm committed to this route now. That's the way forward. Down this scree chute, down into Mosedale, and across a wall just about there, and pick up the track that I came up just about there. Once I get down onto the into Mosedale, it should be easier going. This is hard. I've been on my arse, boots tobogganing, hands are filthy, probably worn holes in my trousers. Anyway, now I've had my breather, on with it. Yeah, Mike gave up on that last one, so it's the narrated bit. There's the horrible route down. Never, ever, ever again. I'll keep repeating, never again. That was awful. Around. That's the way we went up. Right, we are having camera issues today. I've just put one of the spare batteries and it's now showing 100% charge after the last one. I just don't understand what's going on there. Anyway, we're almost at the base of this steep section. Just got this little flat bit. It'll be a nice flat bit. We're all the way down Wasdale Pt2. That's the way we went up. Scarfell's behind me. A horrible route down. Never, ever, ever again. And we've got New Barrow just over there. And we've just taken a short breather. Just, as I said, just in a nice refresher in the stream. Hopefully it'll take me about an hour or so to get back. Get tired now. The photo here, it seems to have got less hazy. Let's see what we can do. Guess I'll get the camera off the strap. Nice, really. All the steep bits behind me now, it's all flat going. I've got a bit of a stream crossing here. But, yep, I've just come out of the mountains, now down into Mosedale. Should be much easier going now once I get across this stream. Got to find a way across first. Where's the path go? I can't see the path. There. Try not to slip. Oh, new one there. Goodbye mountains. Hello Dale. It's always reassuring when you find that this actually is a footpath and there's a gate on it. Alright, so we can get through it. Oh, had to be the other side to catch, didn't it? Come on, the bloody thing. Where is it? This is a bit awkward. Well, there's a nail there. That wasn't easy. the arrow says that way. Yeah, there's a stile that way. It's confusing. Yeah. I've been inclined to ignore the arrow and go that way. Yeah, just a track. Oh, I've got to follow that. It's a bit weird. Doesn't appear to be a way that way. That is odd. Well, that was a rather confusing set of gates. The arrow implied you went left, but there is no route to the left. Bizarre. And this is the obvious route. I've taken the lens protectors off now, so I should be able to use full 360 capability of the camera without getting any blemishes in it. I hope there's a nice pint at the end of this. I deserve one. And here we are. We've just picked up the track we were on this morning, going off in that direction. So there's a retrace of what we've done. It won't be too far to Wasdale Head now, and a pint. Phew! It's certainly brightened up well. The haziness has gone. These are Herdwicks, the local breed. Very hardy sheep indeed, especially bred for the fells. One with a fern wrapped around its neck there. Downhill all the way. I'm okay with heights. Yeah, it's just coming down that thing. it was just very, it's as steep as a screw slope could be, and it's. I don't know why it's marked as a path. It's just dangerous. it's literally just sliding down on the backside and on the boots, and you couldn't stand up. You would just fall over. It was just like every time you put your foot down, a pile of rocks would just go away under your feet. It would be, and in fact, I had a pile of rocks fall on me as I let them loose.
And it looked like a 200-foot drop down.
Yeah.
And then I started hearing rocks and rubble.
Yeah, you're stuck. But yeah, that's that. I call that route a never do again route.
I can't believe it takes that.
Cheers. Right, that was a Cumberland sausage and a beer and a Coke. Had a really nice chat with a guy that had some burners behind him. I've been chatting to him most of the time. So, yeah, he was a good conversationalist. But now I'm on my way back to the car. I'll get my shoes on, back to the hostel. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a good day, but I just hated that slope. How many times have I said I hated that slope? I hate that slope. It's Yew Barrow now in the shadow. The sun's gone down behind it, but you've still got plenty of light on you. A Ling Mel over there, a great gable behind me. Sheep in the field. Scarfells are hidden behind Ling Mel, of course, and the Huth Wasdale. It's over there, about 10 minutes drive away.